Hi everybody, and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. I thought today we would have another play in the Tiny Collage journal. Actually, it's not a journal, it's a Tiny Collage book. So I did a couple pages prior. These I think I have videos on. This one I have a video on, so I remember the weaving. This one I did the other day, and I think this is really cute. I had this is a piece of vellum with a design on it, and then this is the washi tape that I showed with a little vintage cars, and I think that was really cute holding that down. And then over here, Life is an Adventure, and I have a little bicycle, and then this is a piece of the eyelash lace. I just took a little tiny snippet of that, and I put a little tiny bauble, a little tiny gold pearl, a little tiny pearl. It's not a gold pearl, a little tiny pearl in there. And did I do anything in the back? I think we did all of these. I know we did that one on camera in a video, and no, so that's all I've done. So I thought today we would have some fun. I have a couple ideas. I have my little pieces of ephemera over here on the side. I have a stamp. So I would love to have you stick around. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a little note. Let me know that you've been here, and if you're returning. This has really been a fun project, and I think you all like it. So thank you to all my regular subscribers, and a thank you to my gals over on my Patreon. So I think I'm going to work in the back a little bit, and as this gets a little bit bigger, I think I'm going to have to get some clips to hold that open and work in it there, because I'm really pressing my luck with all of this. And when I say pressing my luck, I mean when I'm stamping. I don't want to have something fall back on me and then I mess it up, but that's okay. So today I pulled these little tiny pieces here. I have this little tiny face of this little boy, and I have this flower here. And remember, it's a black and white theme, so I'm trying to really keep it consistent. I have this little piece of ephemera here, which I think is really cute. Want to do something with that. I pulled my alphabet washi. I thought maybe I could use that. I took these two little pieces of scrap. This is left over from where we did the paper weaving, and I'd like to use these up. And then I have this little snippet of black and white twine that has kind of come undone. I want to use that. I pulled this little piece here that I think is really cute. These are, this is a I want to say narcissistic. It's not. Oh, what is the name of this flower? It starts with an N. I can't think of it, but we have a pretty little flower here. It's not nasturtium. Then I have this gal here that's standing here in her winter clothes, her coat and her hat. And then I pulled this stamp, A Walk in the Woods, because that's something that I do like to do. I like to walk in the woods. So let's get started. And I think I'm going to try and work with this one first. This is a little bit bigger. Not sure what I'm going to do on this side, but I think this would be, I'd like to put this on here, and I have an idea. I'd like to cut this little guy out here, and I would like to put him in the center of that circle, or the flower. I just can't get my words right this morning. So I hope everyone is doing well. I don't have much to report. think I had mentioned that we were going to give our assistant controller a shower last week, a surprise baby shower, and the day we were going to do it, she got called back to the doctors. She had to go back and have an ultrasound, so that's going to be happening this coming week. And I think we're going to give her a little tea party. I thought a tea party with the little tea sandwiches, and I thought that would be fun. So I think I'm going to put him in here, and I'm not quite sure if I'm going to bring this down a little bit so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm not quite sure, I have to make sure I can see now, if I want to put him in here like this. And I think I do want these petals here, so I want them to show, so I'm going to cut down around like this. This is kind of up close. I feel like I'm really in your face, aren't I, with this? But I wanted you to see me cutting this. And this part of the petal can actually act like part of his, whoops, I want to push him down too far. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. We're going to raise him up. I just think he's got the cutest little face. And there, voila, there he is. So that's a good way to combine a couple images if you want to, and I just think that's really cute. Isn't he adorable in there? I think he's so sweet. I'm going to tilt him like this. So my plan is to have him there like that. And let's see, I'm going to have something for this side. And I kind of really want him to be the focal point. I'm going to get my little white trim. Let's see here. I'm going to look at something. I have this box of goodies. Now, I don't think I have any other black and white in here. If I had something I could put on the right-hand side. I wanted to use these women, but these women, their hats are a little too wide, so I can't use them. Now, I could always, these are a digital, I could always print these off in black and white, but I don't want to do that. I don't think I have any more black and white stuff in here that might go with that little guy. I have these. Maybe something like that. Let's see here. I hope you don't mind me going through my stash. Sometimes it's just fun to see other people's ephemera. Oh, that's cute. I could put that in my book. All those little sweet faces. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All of these, a lot of these are from In the Ink, just so you know. But I do want to share with you In the Ink. And I've got to see what's going on. She is not selling on Etsy anymore. It says, I think if you go to In the Ink, I think it says that this shop no longer sells on Etsy. I don't know what happened. I have no idea, but she had wonderful, wonderful images. And I'm not sure what's going on. I did see a video the other day from a gal that got sued. She had an Etsy shop, and it had something to do with a word. She used a word. I'm not going to use the word. It's, you know, something when you do when you smile on your face, and you have a big smile on your face, and I'm not sure what happened, but there was a whole bunch of shops that their shops were taken down, and these girls got sued. Well, she got out of it because she did a lot of research, and oh, might put that there because that's the same flower. That would be cool across from it. So I don't know if something happened to this get in the ink. I don't know. But I was disappointed to see that she was no longer on Etsy selling. There's that sweet little face again. I think these came from red lead paper. Isn't that cute? I use the hair too. And this book, this little black and white book, oh, look at there's the mom in the, this is just to put items in here that you really like, that you don't look at, that you don't think to take out. I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to, and it's just a cute little book to flip through and look at all of these images that, again, you have been missing out on, you didn't know you had. And it's just for the joy of gotta find the end of this. I can't find the end of this. Here, hold on. It's just a little something to bring you joy. Sit down, have a cup of tea, look at something you've created. And this would be a really very cute little book to give someone for Christmas. And let's see, I'm going to take this. And I think this is a wonderful little sampler book as well. I have a lot of, I'm putting a lot of washi tape in here. And it's just kind of nice to see, the different washi tapes that you have on hand that sometimes you just don't even think about. I would like to get a little word for this. I think I could find a little word. We're going to put him right there like that. I'm going to find a little word to put right there underneath him. And I don't mind if my petals aren't totally glued down on here. I like it kind of where if I want to put a word or something else, I'll be able to fit that under there. And then I'll be able to glue them down a little bit more. And then on this side, because this is the same thing, I'm going to put this here because that's the same flower. And I think what I will do is I'm going to take another thing of washi, and I think I will run it up and down. And the pages do not have to be fancy. Again, it's just a time for you to play. Just be creative. And you can doodle. You can do mark making. Just all different things you'd like to do. I'm going to put this down here. And then because there's dots there, I think I'm just going to do a little mark making. And I'm going to put some dots right down here like this. And it's just to use your imagination. Have some quiet time. All right, so I can't really tell where that ends, that page. So I'm going to get a dark piece of paper, put it under there because I want to see the edge. All right, so I got a piece of black paper. Now I can see the edge of that. And I think I'm going to just do some dots down the side here. There. And then I think over on this side, I'm going to do some dots right in between each one of these little squares. And then that way, there is some cohesive, there's some, it flows a little bit. I'm going to find a little word or something to put there. So those two pages are done. So you don't need to do a lot. You just need to create interest. Okay, so we'll flip that over. We'll work on this page here. And I think this is where I'm going to, I'd like to put this girl here. And I want to do the walk in the woods. But again, I want to make a little frame around her. Let's see. And I can put her in that frame. I'm almost tempted to, I'm going to cut her little legs off here. I just want the bottom fur of her little coat here. So this here, I'm going to make a little frame. I'll doodle a little frame around her. So let's see. There's a lot of straight lines here with her. So I think I'm going to, I don't want to do too much. I don't know about you, but obviously I don't have too much to say when I'm doing mark making. I have to concentrate. Isn't that terrible? Okay, so this I don't believe is a sticker. I think it's just a, no, it's not a sticker. So we'll use some glue on this. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing really well. I have a birthday at the end of the month, and my husband wanted to, I told my husband, I go, I'd really like to go out to eat with the family. And of course, the one, you know, the day that my birthday falls on, the restaurants aren't open. My birthday falls on a Monday this year, and the restaurants are closed. So, and normally I do cook on my birthday. I've never had a problem with that, and I bake myself a cake. But I really wanted to go out this year, and unfortunately, it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. All right, so I'd like to use this, but I think this is just a little too much on that side there. So I'm going to look at maybe this style washi tape here. I want a little something. All right, I found the end. I had to use my paddle to find the end. And I think this will be okay here. Let's cut this down. And then I can put, I'm going to put here a walk in the woods. So let's get this stamped. I'm using my VersaFine, and this is by Red Lead, this little stamp. And I'm going to stamp it on the, just a little, there we go. And that's going to go right in the center like that. A walk in the woods. And again, it's just a simple, a very simple page. But again, I think it makes you think, with the gal all bundled up, going for a walk, and just to get your mind moving in this little book. All right. Okay, so the next page, let's see, what can we do here? And you can see this moves very fast because you are not, you're not putting a lot on each page. So I have this butterfly. And I kind of like to put that over here because I might like to stamp something on here again. And this is when I have this nest stamp. And this is what I have had this, again, this is Red Lead. This is why I'm doing this little book. I have had these stamps, I cannot tell you how long. I mean, probably 3 years. I've never used this stamp. And that's why a book like this, to me, is just so much fun to work in, because it's for this size, because this is, I have the measurements in the description. It's smaller than 2 by 3. It just forces you to use your small pieces, or, you know, sometimes I buy these stamps and it's like, how am I going to use it? What am I going to use it on? And they sit here and they don't get used. Where this should fit just nicely in this little book. But I'm going to try it out first, just to make sure. Oh, see how lovely that is? That is just a very pretty stamp. So I will be putting that on this page here. And it should be okay. Just want to make sure I line it up properly. Yeah, isn't that cute? I think that's very sweet. Now, if I could find the perfect thing, in a perfect world, would be to find a small little bird that would fit very nicely on there. But again, I don't have to. It doesn't have to coordinate. Put that there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here because a lot of times, like we have a Phoebe, a family of Phoebe. Well, we have a Mama Phoebe, and a Phoebe, I believe, will return to her nest from the previous year up to 7 years. And we do have a Phoebe that she has come back and forth, every year. And she uses all kinds of, usually uses mud and a lot of moss. Once in a while, I have seen threads and fibers. She uses dog hair to build her nest. I'm going to put this little piece of fiber right next to that because that there is what holds her nest together. So I'm going to use a small piece of washi. Bear with me. And I was looking to see if I had something over here. I have a little floral that I think I'm going to use. I have this black and white, and I haven't used this yet, but this is a really sweet washi tape. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put this right there like that. And now I have this cute little piece of fiber in here with this nest, and I think that's just really cute. Okay, so that page is done. Okay, so now what do I have? I would really like to use these. So I think I'm going to put this on this side. I'm going to put this on this side. And I'm going to take I wish I had another type of tape that was white. But I do like this an awful lot. I think this is drywall tape. And I got this at Lowe's. So I'm going to, and it's sticky on the back side. I saw another gal use this on her collages that she makes. She does a collage challenge. But this isn't what she actually used, but she used a drywall tape. And I thought I was buying the same tape that she had. Well, it's not. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to use this. Well, I love using this. So you can see here, it gives just enough texture. But I really, really like using this. I'm going to put this here so I know where it starts. Okay. Okie dokie. Now, I have that down. And I'm going to put this back over here. And I think, too, with this type of art, I don't think you're supposed to think about it a lot. You're supposed to just create. Just take what you have and create. And just kind of, I'm looking for my black, just kind of roll with it. And again, this is a nice piece of, this is a nice project that you can do while you're watching. I'm actually watching a movie in between my videos. It's on Acorn, or it's a series. And this is a great project to work on when you just want to be by yourself. And you want to just watch a little TV, catch up on a series that you might be watching, listen to some music. This is a nice late night project too. You know, if you want to just come in your room, or if everybody's gone to bed and you just want to just wind down at the end of the day or at the end of the night and create something. It's nice to do it at night where it's nice and quiet, peaceful. Okay, so we have that. And then I think what I might do, I might cut a couple of these out. Now remember, when I started this project, I said that it's going to be black and white, but I can also add a splash of color here and there. So don't restrict yourself so much that you find that there's something that you really like, or you want to do a matchy-matchy thing, but it's not all black and white. So I'm going to use this one here. Along with that, and that'll be my little splash of color. And remember, when you cut circles, turn the paper. Do not turn your scissors. And I'm just going to go around this to get rid of some of the white. I know some gals are doing tiny books. Christina is doing a book, and she's over on Instagram, and I love seeing what she's doing. Hers, I think, is a little bit bigger than mine, but that's okay. That is perfectly okay. And I love to see what she has been doing. I have an idea here, and I'm just, let me go find what I need to attach to these. All right, so I wanted to grab a butterfly, and I'm going to cut this in half, just like that. And I'm going to, I want to attach a butterfly wing here, but I have to take off his little antenna. His little antennae. Oh, here comes the wind. Here comes that cold weather that they're talking about. Whoops. So let's get that on there. We're going to put that there. Putting a little bit more glue on the circle because of the mesh. I want to make sure that that really adheres to that, and it gets down in the little corners and such, and down in that grid. Okay, so I got that there, and we have this one. This one over here. And again, don't ask me why I put butterfly wings on these. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just to create interest when you open up the book. It's like every page is a new little surprise. It's a new little surprise. So we have that one there. And I think I'm going to add some words here. So I'm going to step away, and I'm going to see what I have. I may have to, I don't really want to, I have some stamps that I'd like to use, but I don't know if I could stamp them and then cut the words out, because they might be too close together. All right, so let me go find, I'd like to find at least another couple little words for here. And then I definitely want to grab something for this little tyke over here. Okay, so I found a little phrase that says, be willing. And it's kind of like one of those things that, you know, just show up and you've, what do they say about, something about success is the first step to success is just to show up. And I think that in order to be successful and try new things and new endeavors, you have to be willing as well. So I'm going to put be willing right here. It's going to go right here like that. And you can kind of read that too. Let's see, I hope this will stick. With this little lad here in the flower, a flower blossoms and blooms. You have to be willing. If you're not willing to look forward and whatever, you're not going to blossom and you're not going to bloom into your best self. So be willing, I think, is perfect right there. And then over here, I didn't really find anything. Nothing struck my fancy. But what I am going to do is I did find these little round pieces in here, little tiny. And I think I'm going to take some of these little dots, and I'm going to just add them to the page over here, just to add, again, just adding a little bit of interest here and there. So we're going to add some of these little circles or dots, whatever you want to call them. I looked through quite a few of my books, and I couldn't find any good phrases or words to add to this little page. So I'm just going to add a little bit more interest. To this here. Let's open this up. Okay, and then I'll add a few over on this side, over here. large one down here. And maybe I will just leave that one there. I think that's enough. So that is it. I think we have completed some fun pages. There's the center of that. I love that butterfly. So here we have this little tyke here, to be willing, with this fun little, looks like a pendulum, right, on a clock. Then we have here a walk in the woods, a little bit of washi, doodling, more stickers. This one here, we have our nest with fiber, which I think is really cute. And then we have this one here that has the different textures and things on it. Another little fun page of interest. So that is it. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, I would love to have you give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like this type of art and working in tiny little books. And I will see all of my regular subbies and hopefully new ones in my next video. I want to thank everyone for joining along with me. Have a great day. Many blessings, big hugs, and just keep crafting. It is so good for the mind and the soul to just create and put yourself out there. So thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.